Alrighty, welcome, folks.
Good day. How's everybody? How are you, Mason?
I'm good. I'm processing the fact that we're on episode 7. It doesn't feel real.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
Episode 7. Well, we made it so far, and guys, welcome. It's happy days.
It's happy days. The thing is, it's summer.
Yeah.
The vibes are high.
Yep. School's out for most
The
folks.
tide
Yep.
is
And some
high.
people are high.
Yeah. Us included.
I think, well, we will be.
Well, yeah.
We
yeah.
did pregame a little bit.
A
but
little.
Not
we'll,
much.
We'll talk about that
Yeah,
later.
we will. I think so, too.
Yeah.
I am ready for summer, though. I mean, it's not quite
am.
hot enough yet. I mean, it's still cool in the mornings and so on, but
If you live in Oklahoma, you know that summers are kind of the worst. So we're kind of enjoying the last, in between spring and summer right now, just really kind of soaking up the ideal weather while it lasts.
and that's why I think it's happy days.
Me
'Cause
too, yeah.
We could actually still go outside, smoke flower, and not sweat to death.
Yeah, at least right now.
Well,
But
yeah.
in a couple hours, it may be.
couple hours, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're exactly right. Well,
Wow.
I had so much fun when we did. I think it was that last episode. We got to actually time travel.
Like serious
For
time
sure,
travel.
for real. I believe we went
All
to
the way to Kush Island.
Kush Island, and I just enjoyed that so much. Kind of thought, what do you think if we start with a dose today?
I think that's a great idea.
I do.
I think it's such a good idea because last time, we finished out with that Kush Island, and part of me wished that we would have started with it, but I also know that we wouldn't have accomplished anything in that episode had we
If we'd
kept
started
with that.
It literally, it was so much fun. I was sitting here watching, like you all were, watching her drift off to Kush Island, and that's where the whole thing with the travel agent. But I mean, that really was good. That was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. But our good friend Jeff suggested this one.
Yeah, thanks for the recommendation.
Great dose. We've talked about these. These are our infused pre-rolls. They're infused with. They make a full spectrum cannabis oil, CO2, and infuse the flower with it. And so thus now we've got 53%, and the terps are over 4. So the taste's great.
And sour poison.
Sour poison. Yep, absolutely. It's a sativa from Dose.
I want to do a quick look up on what the cross strains of those are if we can find it, because I like Durban Poison and I love Sour Diesel.
And
So
if
if
it
it's
is-
those two, we're gonna be super sativa.
Well, and that's exactly what his guess was too. And I think that's probably pretty close.
Sour
And this one,
Poison.
actually, you guys, this is a first for me. I know most of you probably have, but I haven't smoked a...
That's exactly what it is. I'm
is?
so sorry.
Oh, no,
It's Sour
no.
Diesel and Durban Poison.
This is going to be great. This is going to be great.
So excited.
And where we work, those sit side by side on the shelf right
They
now. So if we
do.
could just... Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Check this out.
Just for a quick side tangent before we get to smoking, we do have a regular ashtray there if this one doesn't work
Yeah.
out too well for us. But we got none other than a vintage stand ashtray. And it's in like mint condition. So we're gonna I know you can't see it really when it's sitting here, but
Oh,
we're gonna
it's-
use it. It's got like a
Look at
Yeah,
this.
do that.
Check this out.
oh well the blunt's in the floor, but that's okay.
Oh, I thought it flew out of there. I'm not even high yet.
Yeah, so that opens so you can empty the ashtray.
Did you notice I didn't move my foot?
Yeah.
Well, that
glad.
was the surprise too. Was that this is a blunt?
It's a blunt.
It's a and
rolled in a king palm, right?
it is. I'm going to tell you, this is my first time to have one, and I know a lot of you have probably had them in blunts. I have not.
I've had a couple of theirs. Most recently, I had their ACDC
Oh yeah.
blunt, which was fantastic. One of the most phenomenal.
Look at that. I mean, the king palm. If you haven't used one, they're palm leaves instead of tobacco, and then they've got a very nice cork tip in them. I believe it's probably cork. It could actually be out of the palm tree itself. I don't know. I'm sorry, but it is a straight up blunt. So this should be fun.
And usually they burn really, really smoothly. So I'm really excited to see how the sour poison burns. The ACDC was a dream. It was very evenly burning. It burned slow. It tasted good. That one looks like it's lighting very nicely.
Boy, all the above right there. As you were saying that, oh, man.
Ooh! Smooth on that first hit.
It's smooth. And the thing I like about that, I love the pre-rolls. I hate to tell you, I bet we've smoked 100 of them, but at least. But I do like not having the paper.
Yeah, because
like
the paper and the palm leaf are definitely a different taste. I mean, all the different types of paper taste different, but
they do.
The paper and the palm leaf are like astronomically different.
I like having the tip on there though too. It kind of smokes different.
Yeah, and it doesn't cover up the taste of the flower either.
Nope.
Like it doesn't interfere with it.
And that's a big selling thing with King Palm is they have some delightfully flavored ones. I am just one of those people that like the taste of flower, but
me too. Every once in a while, if I'm feeling real squirrely, I'll get a flavored one. But yeah, I like to taste my flower, and that one tastes good.
Did you ever try that pumpkin pie one at Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Did you? Was it good?
Yeah, it was. I was a little bit scared, but it was honestly.
I thought you were going to think you were a little bit stoned. You don't remember. Well, I was going to say, okay, that's granted.
It honestly was just. It wasn't a super noticeable taste. It was just kind of a light sweetness, really, more than anything. So it was good.
It wasn't flavored in blue.
No, not blue. Oh my gosh! I've got to show you this episode of Always Sunny. I watched it this morning right as soon as I woke up. It's
new one?
No, it's in the new ones are good, but
Okay.
it's in season like 14, I think. So fairly new. But Frank's whole bit during the episode is that he only wants to eat things that are blue. He only wants to eat blue.
No.
And he keeps trying to feed people blue.
Blue.
And he says that blue has the most antioxidants.
Antioxidant. In case. No, antioxidant. There have been weeds that I've coughed so hard, I'm almost positive the high came from oxygen deprivation.
Yeah,
so
they are antioxidants.
Yeah, those are antioxidants. That's great. I do need to watch that.
Yeah.
It just burns so even and slow. You gotta be just one of those you want to have time to sit and enjoy it.
Right.
It's really nice.
I mean, you're taking two of like the best sativa strains that there are,
ever.
Sour Diesel and Durban Poison. Like, if you're getting into weed, almost everyone, at least in Oklahoma, I don't know how the strains are everywhere else, but you know those strains.
Now it'd be interesting to see what Taryn and those folks in Dallas say. They may have different strains. It may be brickweed. So as far as I know, sorry, I love you guys. I'm just playing, but
we're praying for you.
We are too. I mean, at one point you will see the light down there and go medical. So
see the light.
Well, see the light. Oh yeah,
this is a good joint.
You know, and the great thing about it was that was the perfect way to start the happy days right there.
It is. It's not a cough one.
No.
You're able to get big hits off of it too, and like I've got a little tickle just now happening in the back of my throat, but it's not harsh whatsoever. Something about that palm leaf changes things.
This is I think if this was still in paper, though, I think this one would be good. This is a very light taste. If you see this one, honestly, I'd give this a 5.
5 out of 5?
5 out of 5. Yeah, not 5 out of
like
100.
5,
yeah, no.
5%.
No, that's a 10 right there. I really liked it.
It's a 5. It's a 10. It's 100. It's all of the above.
It's freaking great. I don't know what to tell you. It is good.
I forgot to ask you what you're smoking about today. Sorry if I put you on the spot.
No, it's good. I just, I think mostly just because I'm doing what I enjoy most all week, and then I'm off the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And it's just and so for this, I mean, I don't remember which one it was we did. I think it was day drinking, but you have to kind of watch that a little bit if you're going to go, actually work and handle money and so on.
Yeah.
But I'm not as worried about it today. So
no.
honestly, I'm very chill. Feel great.
That's good.
I know. I seem like I should have some problems. I really do, but I just do a great job of submerging them very deep so they all come out later at one time.
No, we don't approve of this.
No, we don't.
Don't do that. Oh, yeah, this is good flour. I think I'm going to stop just in case there's any more that's going to creep up on me. Because we might want to come back to it later.
You know something? I'm going to hand you this. That is actually a good idea because here's my question. And if I'm thinking it, someone else got to be thinking, how's this going to relight?
My last one relit really well. The first hit was a little harsh, of course. But
well, let's see, though, because King Palm, but I do want to tell you, we've said it many times that we've got a little ceiling that when we bump into it, we know that's about as hard as we can go.
I'm reaching the ceiling right now where, like, if I smoked any more at this very moment, I definitely wouldn't be able to keep my focus on anything mentally or physically because my eyes would be so small that I couldn't see through them.
Slits.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what, though? I feel like that was the exact flower I needed today.
I know.
Last week, I felt like I was, was low on energy.
Yeah.
Which is still a good week, just tired. But
you
today,
have a horse snoring in your living room,
I
too.
do,
I'm
an
so
actual full-sized mini horse.
So
Full
sorry.
size.
Yeah, it has been. You've had a lot going on. I mean,
all good
in the real
things.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, I think all good things. But yeah, today I'm feeling more rejuvenated. I had a day off yesterday, but this flower is really, really doing the trick. Like, it's really, really helping. I'm feeling lifted.
I same way. I will say now that we cheated a little bit because we did pregame.
Just a touch.
Just a touch. I got to tell you about this because this is, long story short, Mandy, our manager, had come back from Colorado probably 2 years ago, maybe.
I would say about.
And was telling us about this strain that they had in Colorado called Chemmy Jones. And if I remember this correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Mandy, but I think her and her husband saw, visions. And so
they literally said that their bodies were like vibrating. Like that's what they felt like when they
their
smoked
body was
it.
vibrating. That's it. I couldn't remember if it was that or they saw their spirit leave their body. I knew it was
Probably
something
both.
like that. Well, they now grow it in the state. There's as far as I know, there's one person that can grow this in the state. Chemmy Jones. It's elite. It is about the happiest, most uplifting flower you'll ever smoke in your life.
Yet still so calming. Like
Yep.
it's not. I'm feeling motivated. Like I could get up and do a lot right now. I have energy.
Yeah.
But I'm just so happy and like mellow. It just kind of puts you on cloud 9, you know?
I was so excited about it today and ready when I got in here, but that Chemmy and then I'm gonna put Durban in there somewhere. Sour Poison.
Yeah.
Man, that did it.
It did.
And all of a sudden, Happy Days makes a lot of sense.
And you may have already said it. What's the testing on the Chemmy?
It was 52, I think. So the 53.4 was the THC. That we've talked about this, and I'm not going to beat on any particular one that we don't happen to enjoy as much, but somebody would say, well, compare that to Cavicone's numbers. All right? Well,
Yeah. I actually did have somebody say that to me the other day. Like,
there
actually,
you go.
those words.
53%, those numbers are coming from this flower.
Yeah.
They grow the flower, and then from part of it, they make, using CO2 extraction, which means they never use butane, make a full spectrum cannabis oil that they infuse the flower with. So those numbers, including the terps at over 4%, that all came from this flower.
Yeah.
You know?
Nothing extra is being added in. No flavors, no added terps, no added crazy distillates or anything like that.
No, crazy,
no. It's all coming from the sour poison. Like, it's all coming from that plant.
And that's why I think, honestly, even with the palm leaf, we could say that was good flower as far as how it hit. We wouldn't have coughed even if that had been in raw papers. Well, we'd have coughed a little bit in raw papers, but
just a touch.
That's what they use, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry
at
about
least
that.
for now.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, you're right though. Compared to a rice paper or something. Yeah.
I want that strain on our shelf.
I
like
do,
we
I do
need to.
too.
Oh, I
we
think
can get it.
I think next leaf. Okay, we may have to. We may have to see it. Look into that. Yeah.
All right, so I hate doing this to her because it's always unplanned, but what I think we witnessed here again was a little time traveling because it hit us that we just realized where that flower comes from.
Yeah.
And we may be able to deal something about that.
Yeah. If they grow it to just sell to other people, or they grow it as well to sell to dispensaries and things like that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if there's strains that they specifically grow for dose. They probably do.
I bet they do. Okay, well,
so we'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. The I believe it was last week when we went to Kush Island. Mason and I had a great time this week. We worked a lot, but we called the same travel agent, our friend over at Dose.
Yeah.
And we wanted something different than Kush Island.
Yeah.
And so they've got a strain of sativa called Wild West.
Yeah, and we had heard from a couple of patients that it was really good, which the name, killer. Great. Amazing.
Wild West. I mean,
it's fantastic.
And
we're always talking about how the marijuana business is the Wild West, or at least we're coming out of the Wild West.
Yeah.
It used to be, and it still is in a lot of ways.
In any state that first opens, it's kind of the Wild West. But Oklahoma sure was and kind of is. But so we decided at the end of a shift that's like in the middle shift. But it's a really good idea to smoke one.
Yeah, we were having a bit of a slow day, He had to go on a snack and drink run.
Yeah, and that was really the important part because it didn't seem fair to us to have a new strain from Dose, at least new to us, without snacks and drinks.
Obviously.
So,
duh.
What did you request?
I requested some good beef jerky. No BS like Jack Link's. No offense to Jack Link's if you like it, but it's just...
And none taken.
It's like chewing on a purse that they pretend is beef flavored.
It's all made out of the same meat. And listen, honestly, if your dad owns the company, we're really serious. It's a great company. We're so sorry, but
I mean, you have probably many thousands, millions of dollars.
But you pointed out that there's actually good Oklahoma local.
Yes, there's good beef jerky and there's bad beef jerky. So I requested a good beef jerky and specifically named if they had No Man's Land, which is a popular beef jerky around here, that I would like that or something of that sort because it's just a perfect beef jerky. So he comes back with a bag of No Man's Land. And
as requested,
When I was requesting this, I said, now be careful because beef jerky gets very expensive. So let me give you some money. And of course, being Steven, he refused. So I said, you know what? I'll get us a pre-roll to enjoy together instead. What better to enjoy with your beef jerky than Wild West?
She thought it right straight through the...
And let me tell you, that was probably in my top 3 favorite strains that they've ever put out.
Ever.
Especially in sativa.
Yeah.
God, it was so good. We were really, really traveling on that one. Going to different destinations than Kush Island took us.
Oh, but they were crazy ones too. And the funny thing is when she picked that, knowing that beef jerky, man, we were talking about being on the cattle drives and they had the chuck wagons. We were out there smoking.
The Oregon Trail was brought up.
Smoking the Wild West.
And it led us to talking about the meat industry and how corrupt it is and chicken cutlets and bra inserts.
You go off on this story about the chicken breast being this big now.
And how they should not be that big.
No, actually.
They should be small.
I think that actually then got us back to we're glad that the weed industry is regulated and they don't put that stuff in there. But then, of course, we had to go off to other animals and how they were treated as well.
Yeah.
And it took us maybe, that's the thing. We don't know how long we were time traveling.
No, because we have no clue how long that we ended up being outside. We didn't check the time when we went outside.
That was our mistake, right?
Okay, so with it being a slow day, we just weren't really paying attention to the time. And then we decided it's hot outside. We're going to go in. And it hit us. We don't know how long we were out there. We lost, and by the end of the night, we felt like we had lost an hour somewhere in there because all of a sudden it was 8:00 and we were needing to start closing, like getting ready to close.
We were having like scientific discussions about what they use in these poor
Yeah.
chickens and how they treat
The steroids that they inject them with, and oh god.
And then when we tried to tell the story within the hour, but we were still kind of time travelers, so the story must have sounded insane. Well, as may now. I mean, honestly,
we probably sound like lunatics.
So-
But needless to say, if you find the strain Wild West,
or Kush Island.
get them
Please get
with
them.
a quickness.
And I'm going to tell you honestly, I'm with you. I'll put this in that top 5.
Me too. And honestly, I'd pay full price for all of them. Let's get into that. I'm a bargain shopper, and I would pay full price for any one of those strains.
I've not had one go south.
No.
At some point, I think I was talking about Elite.
Oh yeah.
And the time travel thing came up.
It did happen. It did happen.
In my estimation, I'm not sure, but I believe that our friend Mandy, at least the first time I ever heard time travel, used that. And what is so astonishing about that is that you hear patients use it now. I stopped at Honky the other day and was talking to
the other
this
gay.
the other
Happy
day.
Pride Month.
Yeah. There it went, and it came out, and everybody know what I was talking about. They get it, so they got to see more time travel. But we really associate with some just a few handful of great growers, but Elite is
they're probably
elite.
They are elite.
Yeah.
They're like the number one person we buy from at the moment. I feel like, or at least that I buy my flower from.
Right. Well, me too.
Almost all the strains I really latch onto are Elite. Donny Burger.
Yeah.
Chemmy Jones.
Yeah.
Gelato Cake. Purple Sunset. Honorable mention.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Fantastic.
And
they're small buds right now.
They're
so good.
They're really good to the point
so
where
good.
Last night just about gone. Oh yeah. So their flowers is really, really good. So thank you guys for the Chemmy Jones. That was great.
Yeah,
or next we would do Donny Burger, but it puts you to sleep.
It's so heavy.
Yeah, I know.
That
it's
would
the exact
have to
opposite of this one.
We'd definitely have to do that like into the episode on a day where neither one of us have to work. I mean, I guess now would be a good time to talk about the vapes since we're there. Yeah.
As I'm actually hitting a nicotine one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So I've got let's see, 5 different kinds of vapes right there.
You do.
Where do I even begin?
Well,
I guess I could begin here.
Because we've talked a lot in each episode about distillate and full spectrum and that kind of stuff, but that's a good place, I guess, with that one to start.
And honestly, we could do an entire full episode on vapes, but we
felt like smoking weed today too.
Yeah. Alrighty, so what I have here is the brand Litto, like Lizzo, but Litto. Sorry, that was lame. It's a really cool.
No, actually, I got the whole thing. It wasn't lame at all.
So it's honestly a really cool little distillate disposable vape. I want to say it was a 0.5 gram.
I think so too.
Really, really sleek packaging, like really cute. Little tiny sliver of an oil window thing so you can see how much you have in there.
Yeah.
Still pretty full.
And I don't remember, is that rechargeable?
It is rechargeable. Boom. This was a pretty good vape.
Was it?
For being a distillate, it was a pretty good vape. I cannot remember what strain it was. I think it was a grape strain of some sort.
I don't know if it's charged or not.
I don't know if it is. We'll find. Oh, it is. I am so shocked.
It works. I just took too big a hit.
Oh. And I do have another one charging over there, too, that I forgot about.
I thought it was a bong or something. I really overhit that. It's a sleek little package, too. You're right. Disposables, we've got companies saying that they may slow down making carts and go more to disposables.
Yeah, they're really gaining popularity now.
The hardware's better for the most part. Watch it. They'll get a name you know. But it seems to be burning all the different oils they're putting in disposables now.
That does
I know.
taste good.
It hits great.
It's been a while since I've hit this one. I
can't
forgot
believe
about it.
It wasn't clogged up either. I got That's all pretty good bonuses there.
Yeah. So, yeah, you'll find a lot of distillate carts in disposables and regular carts. I mean, I've got a little bit of both here. I think what I have in both of these batteries are distillates. This one is the cherry cookies, though, from Prime.
Oh.
Which is made by Golden Trends. They do a fantastic job on their oils and their edibles. Oh my God. So I have it in, it's a 1 gram cart. I have it in my WULF Uni battery. So this is just the standard Uni. Like, it's fancy because they partnered with WULF to do a different design, but yeah, it's got the 3 different heat settings. It's got a drop-in thing, so you screw this magnet on the bottom of your cart, drop it in, boom, close it up, and you're good to go. And then this pretty yellow one here was actually the first ever YoCan Uni I got, but this is the Uni Pro. So it's got the same thing. It's got the button to turn it off and on. It's got the magnet in the hole where you drop it in, all of that. But this one has a fancy little screen on it. Yep. So you can adjust it down to like the specific voltage. So
if you're using like a live resin, you need to turn it up or something?
Yeah. Like with a distillate, you might want to burn it on a lower heat.
Makes sense. Yep.
So right now it's at 3, which I feel like is slightly high, but I can't remember. But it goes all the way up in the 4s.
Is that the cherry cookies?
No, this one is... I don't know what.
Is that when cherry cookies charged up?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to tell you.
It says take care whenever you turn it off.
Take care. Bye-bye now. We'll see you later. Take care. Oh, the only reason I asked that is that these guys won Cowboy Cup in December for their oil. And it is spot on. I mean, literally spot on.
They make like a more high-end vape. But this one here is their more affordable version. It's crazy, and it's so good. It gives me an incredible high. Like, it works. It doesn't take very much either.
Jen got one of these, and the first time I hit this was just like right then.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the terp, but it's not flavor where you feel it at all. But my gosh, it hits right away.
Yeah, if I smoke a distillate, this is like what I want from it.
You don't have any headaches or anything?
No, I don't get any headaches from this one, and I think it's because they don't use butane. They just use CO2.
Yeah.
So definitely props to Golden Trends for the really, really incredible distillate vapes. But there's so many different kinds. Like,
gosh.
There's all the different disposables. I've got 2 different kinds of disposables here.
Oh, do you?
So that first one that I showed you, and then I've got the Dose, actually. They're 1 gram disposable.
Dose.
This is the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life. Oh, man, I wish I had a Dose Ekie. Because we're going to have to post that picture on our Instagram and talk about the Dose Ekies at some
Dose
point.
paying me anything for that.
They should have.
We did a little commercial for them, didn't we? That was kind of fun. We'll have to show that picture.
So Dose most recently came out with their 1 gram disposables. It's the tiniest thing in the world, very discreet. They put their full spectrum oil in it. Honestly, it's fantastic.
That's a 1 gram.
Yeah,
it looks so small.
It's charged. If you want to try it,
it just looks.
It literally fits in like the tiny little, like, pocket in your jeans. You know how there's a big pocket and then the tiny pocket inside?
A woman's pocket in those overalls that we wore for the pictures.
A regular sized woman's pocket.
What is this? I'm just smoking each one of these.
That is black cherry garlic.
Never had a good indica, correct?
Yes, but I picked that one specifically because it was high in CBG, and that's why I picked it. Because on the Dose disposables, they give you a breakdown of like the actual percents of different cannabinoids in there. CBC, CBG, CBN, CBD, blah, blah, blah.
Now, the episode where I could not get out CBC, I couldn't get the C out. We were doing those wild gummies, and I could not get CBC out to save my life.
Oh, yeah, because we did both of them.
Well, CBG
the
made
G
me
and
happy.
the C.
So this...
That's black cherry garlic. And that is honestly one of my favorite disposables. Oh, I don't know where my I was gonna find my PAX Pod disposable. It's
Oh,
pretty empty though, so I might have thrown it away.
but I'm gonna tell you just the difference because you're watching us do this or watching me smoke. She's the difference in hitting this and the distillate. Now I like the taste of that, and I like the way it hit. But this, because this is a full spectrum oil, the entire plant's in there. The oil is oil. It's thick. Boy, it just tastes and feels different, but you know it's all in there.
Yeah.
That may be the best looking little one I've seen.
I want to say this one's called the Yuzo or something like that.
Yeah. Yes, that's it.
Something weird.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was hard to look up because I didn't know that name.
So those are some good disposable options, but they are making disposables all the way up to like 5 grams, I think, is one that we've most recently been told about.
It's
Which
insane.
seems insane to me.
It does. But yeah, but when you see companies like Cartel or Daze making these things and putting it in disposables that are 2 and 3 grams, they offer a good CO2 distillate. They've got full spectrum, and they've got live resin in disposables that are great.
Yeah, and we've got everything along that spectrum. We've got everything from $10 regular carts to, you know, these big fancy 3-gram disposables. And you
cool.
There's so much too. We have so many different vape products in our store, but so many that we don't have too.
I know.
It's insane. There's so many out there, and
it's fun
it's hard
because
to find good ones.
And people that are putting out cheap ones, one of the places they're saving money is they're putting out in cheap hardware. So it either you don't get to burn all your oil and the battery goes bad. Really haven't experienced that with these. Even that 3-gram Cartel, I haven't heard that. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You get your money's worth.
Yeah. And just to mention them, these 2 here are just like standard carts. This is like the basic battery that you're going to find. This thing here, it's just a stick battery. That's what we call it. It's got the 3 different heat settings, but there's nothing fancy about it. It's just a stick. They don't typically last as long, but some of them last a good while, depending on where you get it. But this is just kind of like what you'll find as a standard beginning option for vapes. You don't have to get something fancy. If you want something that is reusable, you don't have to get a disposable, and you don't have to spend a lot of money either.
Nope.
Like if I were to buy this whole setup here, it may cost me $20, $25. Like not much at all. Because this is just one of those standard $10 carts as well.
Yep.
And these are great because they are like a universal battery, so they'll work with pretty much any cart. Any one that I have sitting up here. Now, this one is a little bit of a different story.
It is.
If you're from around here, you probably recognize this. It's a dime battery and a dime vape. So they make it looks pretty standard. It's really sleek packaging. It's fairly good oil.
Yeah.
But the coils and the battery on these, I want to say, are slightly different. They're like a slightly different thread or
and the
something.
tank is a weird size where it doesn't fit in a uni or it's just different.
Yeah, like if I were to use this tank on another battery, it would work, but what I always hear is that they either clog up quicker, they taste burnt.
Yeah.
It would be very, very bulky on that battery. But so they kind of make them to go together, which
of course, being the normal, even though being a bud tender, I should have figured this out, but I put one of those on a regular stick battery. It worked just fine. The tank just hung out over the sides, you know? But yeah, you're absolutely right. Any of those, for me, I don't vape much.
It's kind of like a if I'm on the go sort of thing.
There you go. See that? I do it if we're doing something like this, or if I'm going to go visit folks that don't smoke flower.
Yeah.
And so and for me, then a disposable has made the most sense because I will lose the battery if I don't vape very often. And honestly, you can get disposables now from $20 up, probably. So if you're thinking, I just want something discreet somewhere, I'm going to be at a wedding or something.
Yeah.
It's summer. Hey, it's happy days.
Yeah. It's
You can get it, and that way you don't have to buy a battery too. So
yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people too just don't like the batteries because they lose them or they end up throwing them in the washer or whatever, and it's a much bigger loss than just like your little disposable.
I had a guy that probably 2 months ago, and the Uni really are very good. I would suggest you read the instructions before you use it. I did not, and I destroyed mine the first time. I didn't realize that the battery didn't just hold it in. There was a clamp in there, and I ripped the whole thing out. So the hardware's perfect. It was just my... but this guy just believes in him so much and left one in the bar down on the strip and came in and bought two.
Yeah.
So I said, I know how bad this is, but I'm going to lose one. I go, it's all right. They're worth it, man.
Yeah.
Do you mind real quick while you're... I'm going to check the relight on that.
Did you see me eyeballing?
Yeah, I'm getting the Jones. I know.
Yeah, I was starting to look.
Okay, so... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I was telling the story, and the blunt went flying out.
Yeah.
Or was that earlier? Could have been earlier.
I think that was earlier, actually. I love how I just went along with that, though. I said, yeah.
And you just look, you watch me try to light this with my vape. The bad thing is that we do this so much.
And the fans are really going in here.
In real life is that we just cover for each other with that. But what I was going to tell this story was somebody sent me a message the other day and flat out asked me if we were married. So
I'm sorry. What?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see no ring on this finger?
Well, it's a little
crazy.
I think it's a little deeper than that, don't you?
A little bit.
As much as it pains me, and I needed to relight that pre-roll and start time traveling again before I could say this out loud. I could probably be, I could be your grandfather. So
you could.
I could, and I didn't want to say probably. But
no, you actually could.
I could be,
real.
but that's where when we had that Wild West the other day, we went down the whole Michael J. Fox road.
Emotional.
Tears were shed. But it came from episode 2 of Back to the Future when he went back to the Wild West and we were smoking Wild West.
I forgot how
so
that
we're
came
trying
about.
to tell this story to Jeff, who actually suggested this pre-roll. And I realized we're talking about Wild West and jerky and Michael J. Fox and cookout beans and stuff. and he's got to be thinking, I want some of that pre-roll.
So, we really were too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
cookout beans.
Yeah, this is a really good pre-roll. And actually, thank you for letting me try all those vapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the dime one's yours, so for sure.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I don't even think you tried that one though, so I'll just cut that.
Oh, you know what? It's the one that Hannah didn't smoke. So yeah, I thought those are good. They're pretty good oil. Yeah. I'm sitting here telling stories and just looking at this like it's a cigar, admiring it. And I go, she may want some of this at some point. I don't know. We're going to have to put this on like a marble stand so they can see this ashtray. Because it's just... okay, I'm going to tell you, since I already admitted how old I am. How old I is. And I was raised in Oklahoma. There's a picture of one of these ashtrays when I was a baby at the hospital. And my dad, who was smoking a cigarette in the hospital and using one of these. This is in pristine condition for something as old as it is. And the ashes, when you go down in that little tube. Now, the problem is, I've noticed what happens when you and I put ashes in like a container. They have to be all the way to the top packed with ash before we'll go empty it. So this thing would be full all the way to the top, which would be and it would really be funny if you could see it at all.
It kind of makes it better that you can't, though.
No, it does, actually. We will put it on a pedestal. It deserves it.
You know, that is one part of history that always baffles me, that smoking was just so cool and didn't know that it was so bad for you. Hospitals, planes, elementary schools. I don't know if they were smoking in elementary schools, but I wouldn't be shocked.
You could smoke on school grounds.
Just not
grade school.
Wow.
I didn't. I wasn't in grade school smoking. I didn't mean that.
A lot of people were.
But I'm sure parents were.
Yeah.
I get to the point where I'm just that happy enough where you start telling stories. We have so much good stuff planned for the summer. Right?
Oh my God, there is going to be a summer smoking and joking surprise.
And this is where I walk that fine line with the plank and it turned into a fine line. It was a lot harder to walk. I can guarantee you that. My eyes are small.
They are.
Yeah, it is. We've talked. I think the producer into having like spare no expense summer party. When we really hit those 9500s every day, I think it's going to be a great idea.
Yeah,
So
9500s.
So you might.
I was imagining like 9500.
What was
this
this
is
again?
too
This
much.
was a dose pre-roll.
A dose pre-roll, sour poison.
I'm
Not
done
to
with the
plug it
dose.
too many times, but
Thank you guys, dose. That's really good. But we do have some neat stuff going, and I really like to finish. I forgot to finish the story about Elite, but but I'd love for us to go down there.
We need to
see that. Go down and see Will and them, and
that'd be a fun episode.
And it's not to really plug anybody. Really, it's just such a good production, but it's stuff that normally we don't get to see. The things that go to making the products that you and their cards are incredible because from that flower. So it'd be kind of fun to see how that's done. So
yeah.
Don't you like I brought that up and having him ask him?
I know.
Sorry.
I have not discussed it at all, but we're dreaming. We're manifesting.
Oh, that's exactly.
We're manifesting.
I'm manifesting this right back into her hand because I'm done.
Well, I was doing the same thing to you, but I think I should take another hit just for fun. Now, this is a toxic trait. Every time I hear the word poison, I just want to go, poison.
Poison.
Like the song, you know?
You do it better than them.
Poison.
You do it better than them. So I think that you should do that.
Sour poison. You sure you?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Let's see how the
think
relight
me
is
too.
down the road. You don't see me tap out ever.
No, I probably should have tapped out earlier because I cannot stop smiling.
No, because honestly, when we pre-gamed right before we came on, I took an extra few hits of Chemmy you didn't see. So I've been ahead of you, the game the whole time. So, but you had a little Deb though to eat today, didn't you?
I did. So technically, I've been ahead too.
Deb.
Oh, God bless
Thank
you.
you. Yeah,
God bless
thank you
the
so
orange
much.
cookies.
So I'm thinking the summer party is a little bit of everything because you got to have a little bit of day drinking lemonade. You got there's just the endless. But those questions, like if we were married or if we're dating, please keep sending those because,
so
honest to goodness, and believe me, we're actually starting to get a little bit bigger, and as that happens, and we get more subscribers, we're going to have some great prices stuff that we're already in the works for you to do it. So communicate with us and the vapes that you like, especially the disposables. Like you said, there's so many that we hear from patients that have never seen.
And there was one that I wanted to bring on today, the banana one.
Oh,
I have not tried it yet. It's the banana Pax Pod from Paxwood. Packwoods.
Yeah.
Paxwood.
That might. I mean, I think those guys would actually deserve it.
I just need to get paid before I buy that. So.
They're a little more expensive.
A little bit.
But they would deserve a full little segment, I think. They're good. They're good.
They brought us a ton of new, really cool strains and different types of their disposable vapes. And I was going to bring one today. I have their Sour Gushers one. So cute. It's green. It's adorable. I actually have a picture of me holding it that we could throw in there because I had a matching sweater. I was wearing a green sweater that was the exact same color.
I'm sure that wasn't on purpose, was it?
No, it actually
wasn't?
It actually was not.
Well, that and the Dose Ekie one. That'll be good. We'll put those up. Yeah.
The Sour Gushers one was documented by Mandy. I don't know who took your Dos Ekie picture, but it'd be great if they were both
Casey.
by Mandy.
Casey took it. Casey, you took that one. Yeah, I think that was too. Yeah, that's what I think we should do.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll go out with on their vape is that some of us like the taste of weed. Some want to have another flavor. Not very much gray area. But there are some of those live resin products that you get to that they're really weedy because that's what it is. This is live resin, my friends.
Like it too.
Damn right.
Yeah.
These guys, for the first time ever, I think found some blend that is perfect.
I agree, because it's like they add a touch of flavor in, but just enough to kind of complement the flower. It still tastes like you're hitting a good dab or a really, really good resin.
Good dab, that's it.
That's what it tastes like, but there's just a hint of like complementary, like, ooh, that tastes good. Because there was a guava bubblegum one that they did, and that sounds like it would be disgustingly sweet and fruity, but it just had a light sweetness to it that just kind of hit
The
at
green
the end.
one?
The pink and purple one,
Okay,
I think.
okay.
And it just kind of, I don't know, smoothed the flavor out a little bit more and made the smell less noticeable.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I really am a fan of those. They are a little bit pricier, but
You know what?
they're really good products.
We'll do that. They deserve it. It's worth a few extra bucks.
Yeah.
And if you worry about the flavor, any of you that happen to do nicotine ones, quit. But if you do, I actually find that there's way more of these that I find too much flavor. I've never found that with those at all. The 3 I think I've tried, I've never had that. So
yeah.
They can learn from those guys. That's good.
And I would say Golden Trends do a good job of that as well, because some of their strains have a little bit of that added flavor to it, but it's not enough to mask the taste of the flower, but it just kind of makes it a little easier.
Cherry
I
cookies.
guess. Yeah.
Man, that's a perfect example.
And the Tahiti Breeze.
Well, that's the first
so
one I've
good.
had. That's pretty refreshing.
It tastes like summer.
Yeah. What Shelby said? Coconut water. That's it.
Yeah,
I almost
it's
said coconut oil. It wasn't quite like that.
No,
but
not quite.
no.
But yeah, there's some good stuff that
you
will
mentioned
bring
their
around.
gummies too. At the first episode today about the
Golden
Trends
yeah.
gummies, and I went off down the
Oh, if we
what
could
is
get
this?
their
The
3
Dose
hundreds
Trail.
back.
those gummies. They also won Cowboy Cup for flavor, and they have got 1,000 milligram packs that are 100 milligrams each, 2,200 milligrams each. But I mean flavors like caramel apple, chai. Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
there's a gnat.
I thought it came like out of my microphone or something, or out of yours. Probably not mine.
Ew. Oh, that'd be so gross. Yeah, they have a lot of cool stuff, cool flavors that, I mean, the black raspberry vanilla, so
I know.
good.
So yeah. Thanks to them, that was a good vape. It's kind of kicked me off, and I didn't cough. I cough at almost all the vapes. I didn't at that. So.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth. Yeah, I think that's it for today.
I know.
It's
been fun.
It's been fun.
Well, it's what I think we needed to kick off the summer.
The airplane.
Street cleaner.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah. But I want you to know we did win the battle on Studio 1A. We get to stay. We're
staying. You can't kick us out.
I think we needed I think it was like an extra 6 subscribers, and we made it like the last second, and they let us keep the studio. So thank you very much. More subscribers. That's awesome. But I think it's been a great kickoff. This is where we start summer, and I think it's gonna be fun. We'll have a good time.
Mm-hmm. All I'm hearing is the High School Musical 2 songs playing through my head. Summer.
It's funny. That's not what I heard. I actually was him and I was humming Chemical Posty in my head. I wasn't kidding. Guys, thank you so much. Reach out, give us a holler. See ya. Peace out.
Thanks for joining our time travel this week. If you have any questions, comments, or requests, you can reach us on Instagram and Twitter at SNJPodShow, email us at smokinandjokinpodshow@gmail.com, or watch our videos and exclusive content on YouTube and WeedTube at Smokin' and Jokin' Pod Show. As always, details on featured products and links to our social media will be in the description. Everyone stay cool, stay medicated, and we'll see you next week on Smokin' and Jokin'.
liked it and flew in your mouth.